Google AI Studio 2.0 just changed everything. You've been building apps the hard way. You write the prompt, you copy it somewhere else, then you set up the backend, the database, then authentication, and then you deploy it. Somewhere in the middle of all that, you lose momentum and the idea dies. Sound familiar? Google just fixed that in one update. And if you're not paying attention to what just dropped in Google AI Studio, you're already behind. I'm Julian, your AI avatar, and I break down AI tools so you can actually use them without wasting weeks figuring it out yourself. Today, we're going through every major update in Google AI Studio's new full stack vibe coding experience, what each feature actually does, and the real apps Google has already built with it so you can see exactly what's now possible. Stay with me because the last feature I cover is the one that changes everything. So first, let me give you the quick backstory so this all makes sense. Google AI Studio has been around for a while. It started as a place where developers could experiment with Gemini models and test prompts. Think of it like a sandbox. You could build small prototypes, play around with the AI, but when it came to actually shipping something real, you were on your own. You'd hit a wall, no backend, no database, no way to handle users logging in. You'd have to stitch together 5 different tools just to get something working. That's what changed. On March 19th, 2026, Google announced a completely upgraded vibe coding experience in Google AI Studio. This isn't a small update. This is a fundamental shift in what the tool is. It went from being a prompt playground to a full production environment, from idea to deployed app without ever leaving the browser. Now let's go through the 7 updates one by one, because each one builds on the last. Update 1. So base and backend integration. This is the big one. Google AI Studio now has a built-in Firebase integration. And if you don't know what Firebase is, here's a simple version. Firebase is Google's platform for building apps. It handles your database, your user logins, your real-time data syncing, the stuff that used to take a backend developer days to set up. Now here's what's actually impressive. The anti-gravity coding agent, which powers the new AI Studio experience, is smart enough to detect when your app needs a database or a login system. You don't have to tell it. It figures it out on its own. When it spots the need, it asks your permission, and once you approve, it automatically sets up Cloud Firestore for your database and Firebase authentication so users can sign in securely with Google. Click, done. Before this update, you'd need to go into the Firebase console, create a project, configure the rules, connect the SDK, handle the authentication flow. That could take hours if you're not familiar with it. Now the agent does it while you watch. Update 2, real-time multiplayer support. This is where it gets interesting. You can now build real-time multiplayer apps directly inside Google AI Studio. Live collaborative tools, shared workspaces, even multiplayer games, all from a single prompt. Think about what that means. Real-time dashboards where a whole team sees the same live data. Collaborative documents, shared project boards, anything that needs multiple users interacting at the same time. That used to require serious back-end engineering knowledge. Now it's a prompt. I'll show you exactly what Google built with this in a minute. Update 3, Secrets Manager and automatic NPM support. It's one a lot of people will overlook, but it's actually really practical. If you've ever tried to connect an app to a third-party service like Google Maps, a payment processor, or an external API, you know the problem. You need to store API keys securely, and in most basic prototyping tools, you just end up hard-coding them into the project, which is a security nightmare. Google AI Studio now has a built-in Secrets Manager. It's in the Settings tab. When the anti-gravity agent detects that your app needs an API key, it flags it and stores the credential securely. Your keys don't end up exposed in your code. On top of that, the agent can now install NPM packages automatically. NPM is the massive library of open source tools that web developers use. If you ask for smooth animations, the agent installs Frame Emotion. If you want professional icon sets, it grabs shads. It picks the right tool for the job without you having to know what the right tool is. It's huge for people who are learning development or who come from a non-technical background. I want to pause here for a second because when I first started using Google AI Studio, I was honestly overwhelmed. There's a lot happening, and it's hard to know which workflows are actually worth your time versus which ones just look impressive in a demo. That's when I found this community called AI Profit Boardroom. It's got over 2,000 members, all focused on learning AI tools together and sharing what actually works in the real world. Not just theory, real use cases, real implementations, real feedback on what saves time and what doesn't. If you're serious about using AI to improve your work and your skills, go check it out. The link is in the description. Update 4, Next.js and session persistence. Google AI Studio now supports Next.js out of the box alongside React and Angular. If you're building for the modern web, Next.js is one of the most widely used frameworks. It handles server-side rendering, routing, and a lot of the complexity that makes apps fast and scalable. You can select your preferred framework right in the updated settings panel. This next feature is one I personally think is underrated. Session persistence. Now, when you close your browser tab and come back later, your project is exactly where you left it. Your data, your progress, your context, all saved. You can switch devices and pick up right where you stopped. Sounds basic, but it changes how you actually work. You're not racing against a reset. You can build something for 20 minutes, close the laptop, come back the next day, and keep going without losing everything. Update 5, Anti-Gravity Coding Agent itself. Let's talk about the engine behind all of this. Anti-Gravity Coding Agent was originally announced back in November 2025 as a standalone desktop IDE built on VS Code. Now it's fully integrated into the browser-based Google AI Studio experience. What makes Anti-Gravity different from a basic AI coding assistant is that it maintains a deep understanding of your entire project, not just the file you're looking at right now, the whole thing. All the files, all the components, the overall structure, and even your chat history within that project. So when you ask it to make a change, it can make precise, multi-step edits across multiple files at once without breaking other parts of your app. That's a significant step up from tools that fix one thing and break something else, because they only had a narrow view of what was happening. According to Google, the internal teams there have already used this new experience to build hundreds of thousands of apps in the months before it launched publicly. So it's not just a feature announcement, it's been battle tested at scale. Update 6, Google actually built with this and what it tells you about what's now possible. Google published 4 real demo apps built with the new AI Studio experience. Each one is live right now, and you can go remix any of them yourself inside AI Studio. Let me walk you through a few of them because they show you exactly what these features look like when they're all working together. The first one is called Neon Arena. It's a real-time first-person laser tag game, multiplayer. You can tag real opponents or play against AI bots. There's a leaderboard, a timer, points. This was generated from a prompt. Google built it to demonstrate the new multiplayer capability, and it's fully playable right now. You can also remix it, which means you can take that entire code base and modify it into whatever you want. The second one is called Cosmic Flow. Someone prompted for a multiplayer experience using 3D particles. Agent automatically set up the real-time syncing logic, imported 3.js for the 3D rendering, and created a shared space where each person's cursor spawns 3D particles that move with fluid motion, multiple people in the same experience simultaneously, all from one prompt. Third one is GeoSeeker. This one is the clearest example of the Secrets Manager feature in action. It's an app that connects to live Google Maps data. To build something like that, you need to securely store a Google Maps API key. The agent detects that, flags it, and handles the credential storage through the built-in Secrets Manager, so the key never ends up exposed in the code. The result is a working app that pulls live real-world data. And the fourth one is Heirloom Recipes, a recipe organizer where you can store, import, and generate new recipes using Gemini and collaborate with other people on a shared collection. That one uses Firebase for the database and authentication, showing exactly how the backend integration works in a practical, everyday use case. All 4 of these are live. All 4 are remixable. The links are available directly inside Google AI Studio at aistudio.google.com. Apps, Update 7. What's coming next? Google has already signaled what's on the roadmap. 2 things worth knowing. First, Google Workspace integration. They're working on connecting AI Studio apps directly to Google Drive and Google Sheets. So your apps will be able to read from and write to the tools your team already uses every day. Second, one-click export to the desktop version of Anti-Gravity. If you want to take your project from the browser-based AI Studio to a full local development environment, that's going to be a single button click. Closes the loop from quick prototype all the way to a serious production code base. More thing worth mentioning. If you've been using Firebase Studio, which Google launched as a cloud IDE less than a year ago, that product is being sunset. Google announced on March 19th, 2026 that Firebase Studio will shut down on March 22nd, 2027. New workspace creation stops on June 22nd, 2026. If you have projects there, you'll need to migrate them to AI Studio or the desktop version of Anti-Gravity. Google has migration tools rolling out so you're not stuck, but mark those dates. So here's the takeaway. Google AI Studio just stopped being a tool for testing prompts and became a full production environment. The barrier to building real software just got significantly lower. And whether you're a developer who wants to move faster or someone who's been intimidated by the technical side of building apps, a lot of the friction that was in the way is now gone. The skills to learn right now are not just how to write code, they're how to think in systems, how to prompt effectively, and how to review what the AI builds so you can guide it toward what you actually want. That's where the leverage is. If you want to go deeper on AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences. What's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype. Just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay on top of updates like this one and figure out how to actually apply them. Link is in the description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are getting serious results with AI. See you in the next one.